Kamala Harris,
Let me just tell you something. We're going to be inaugurated, period.
the first woman to hold the office of the Vice President of the United States, 100 years after women's suffrage. With us is Jane Caputi, a women's study professor at FAU, to talk about the historic first and what it all means.
Well, it's interesting that we have all these firsts also against an unprecedented attack on the Capitol. And, there are elements in this culture that really, for so long, even if we think of the first 45 presidents, the presidency has been the domain of men, and all but with one exception, Barack Obama, of white men who identified as Christian, as heterosexual. And so only one type, and this has created this idea that only that type of person is suitable to lead. And there's resistance. There's certainly sexism and racism and resistance to that change, but that change is coming. That change is happening. There's nothing really that's going to stop that.
Kamala Harris's mom says, you may be the first to do many things, but don't be the last. How do you take that statement?
I obviously, and she can't represent all women, all daughters of immigrants, all women of color, right? She is herself, and she has, I suppose, shown a way, opened a window, provided a role model, and the door and the windows and really for all of us are open now, and that's a good thing.
For people seeing her in that position of power and to see somebody like them, do you think that's significant?
It is. Representation matters. I mean, I'm also affiliated with the communications department, and we teach that if you're represented in the government, in the media, in religious leadership, it communicates the idea that you matter, that you belong, that you're significant. So absolutely, inclusion and representation matter.
We're a divided nation, so one of the things Kamala Harris will probably have to tackle is helping a nation heal. How do you think she might go about that?
Well, it's very interesting. I'm not sure how I can speak directly to what she would do, but if you're asking me about a woman, or anybody who identifies with women, right? Because women is a very expansive category, of course. And I do mean, people who identify what's normally seen as feminine values and powers. And in general, women have been shown to be better listeners, to be better, this is in studies showing, for example, CEOs and corporate boards, that women exercise complex moral reasoning, they listen better, they're willing to compromise, they build consensus, that these are values associated with women. And yes, that's absolutely what we need to heal the nation.
Being the first woman in this role, do you think she'll have to overcome some gender biases?
Oh yeah, we've already seen that. I don't know if you're aware, we did a show here with the Schmidt Galleries, Political Pandemonium, and I collected pop culture artifacts. And you collected like the kind of t-shirts likening Kamala Harris with Aunt Jemima, right? Or accusing her of sleeping her way to the top. That's sexism, racism, and misogyny that will continue to be hurled both overtly and covertly. But obviously there's such a strong resistance movement, and there's a huge community of many types of people behind her to resist that and to transform away from that kind of world.
Yeah, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, I think when she was in office and running for the presidency, more and more of the media commented on what she was wearing than what she was advocating for. Do you think Kamala will have to overcome that as well?
She probably will. Women are always identified as objects who are supposed to appeal to the heterosexual male gaze, right? Who are supposed to be more decorative than substantial. And that's one way, constantly wondering what a woman's wearing and, is reducing her to that. It's not even that they care about what she's wearing, it's about putting her into that position of object.
Just talking about you personally, did you ever think we'd get to this moment in your lifetime?
The moment of a first female vice president?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I voted for Geraldine Ferraro, right? And I've been a feminist all my life, so absolutely. And I think we'll have a female president, and I think we will get beyond. I think patriarchy is in its death rattle right now. It can't be sustained. It's destroying the environment, it's creating hierarchy and enmity and divisiveness in ways that are certainly coming to a head. So it's time for that kind of healing change.
Professor, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want to add?
No, you were great.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.